Bonjour, bonjour à tous. Welcome to French Action. Bienvenue sur French Action, the channel to help you with your French, whether it's French for an exam, French for holiday, any kind of French you can think of. That's where you should be. And today, I just would like to wish you all the best for 2023 because today it's also my first live in 2023. So I hope you had your holiday and you enjoyed it. But now we have to start working. And why working? Because some of you will have some exams pretty soon and you will need to do your best. And to do your best, you have to practice. Practice with me. All right? So today it's just going to be about reading aloud. Some exams have a section on reading. You just need to read aloud to show that you can pronounce words properly, that you can make liaison properly, and so on. So I'm not going to do the reading today because I have two students with me, and I'm going to see if they are with me now so that you can see who they are. All right? So the first one. Bonjour Christina.
Bonjour madame,
Comment ça va?
ça va bien et vous?
Ça va très bien, merci. Alors Christina, pourrais-tu te présenter s'il te plaît?
Oui, ok. Bonjour, je m'appelle Christina Henriquez, j'ai 17 ans et je vais à l'école St. Andrew High School for Girls en Jamaïque.
D'accord, très bien. Alors Christina, et maintenant nous allons voir une autre élève. Bonjour, bonjour Anna, comment ça va?
Ça va bien. Et vous?
Ça va très bien, merci Anna. Est-ce que tu pourrais te présenter s'il te plaît?
Oui, je m'appelle Anna Madden, j'ai 16 ans. Mon école est St. Andrew High School for Girls en Jamaïque. J'aime lire, cuisiner et bien sûr le français.
Très bien, très bien, très bien. Alors, thank you. I have to thank you very much for accepting to be live with me. I know it's not an easy thing to do, so I really, really appreciate. I really appreciate it. Now, I have to make it clear to everyone that you haven't seen anything. All right. I have three little presentations. When I say presentations, is basically the words you're going to have to read. Okay. So the first one is just some words or expressions I put together because they're always mispronounced, generally speaking. I'm not saying you will, but generally. The second one, it's basically a feedback on the reading 2022. So what I did, since I'm an examiner, I have access to the text. So I just went through all the problems, or the, shall I say, the mispronunciations or problems with liaisons, which I noticed that the candidates were making last year. So you're going to have an idea of what, you won't know what the texts are about because I'm not allowed to show you the texts, but at least you will see, some words or expressions. And the last presentation will be just 2 slides which you're going to read. It's just a text I created for you based on the type of mistakes, mispronunciations, and so on, which I tend to hear. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. So, bonjour, Monsieur Jackson. Merci. Merci, Marvin. Merci, Marvin. I have to tell them that Marvin is a teacher. So the teacher is with you. That's very nice, isn't it?
Oui, madame.
Oui. Okay. All right. So I hope you're not too nervous. You okay?
Oui.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to show you the first presentation. All right. So the way we're going to do it is one of you is going to start, and you're going to start and read what you see, and then the other person is going to do the same. All right?
Okay.
Who wants to start? Qui veut commencer?
Moi.
Okay, okay, Christina. Okay, so what I have done here, I had noticed some words which students were always struggling with because they were quite long. Okay, so let's see how you're going to read those 4 words.
Okay. Okay.
Vas-y, Christina.
Okay. Malheureusement, dangereusement, impatiemment, la malhonnêteté,
Ok, merci. Anna.
Les mots longs, malheureusement, dangereusement, impatiemment et la malhonnêteté.
Okay, you've done very well. Both of you manage, especially the first 3 words, malheureusement, dangereusement, impatiemment. And now you said, I think, im instead of un. I just remind you that when you have in and im, like in this case, it's un. Okay?
Okay, oui.
okay.
And the last word, it's malhonnêteté. La malhonnêteté. So here it's really malhonnêteté, but because when you look at the te, there's no accent. You remember that when there's no accent, it means that the E is silent. So we're not going to pronounce that syllable. We're just going to say la malhonnêteté. La malhonnêteté. Okay, so Christina, do you want to try the last one?
Ok, d'accord. La malhonnêteté,
Très bien. Et Anna?
La malhonnêteté.
Très bien. Okay. So you can make a note of that word, and in case you find it in your next text, we never know. Okay. So these are 3 sentences. They are simple sentences. If there's any words you don't understand, by the way, let me know. Okay. Because it's also a way for you to learn. Okay? Bien. Christina?
oui. Ok. Ils en ont encore. Ils vont en faire plus. Ils aiment beaucoup la mer et adorent le poisson.
Anna?
Ils ont encore. Ils vont en faire plus. Elles aiment beaucoup la mer et adorent les poissons.
Okay. Now, for those sentences, there were some traps which I put there, and unfortunately, you fell into those traps. Okay. One thing I'm going to say straight away, you need to know that you don't make a liaison with a et, which means and. So I heard et adore. That cannot work. Okay? It's et adore. So what I usually say to my students is that when you have et, the best way to do it, to ensure that you don't link, you pause. Okay? So you go a small pause. I'm not asking you to pause for too long, but you would say et adore le poisson. So when you do it like that, you're not going to link. What do you think? That can work?
Oui, madame.
Oui, madame.
Yeah. So the first one, I think the first one, if I remember, I didn't hear, I think from you, Anna, I remember you didn't pronounce the liaison between en and on.
On.
All right? Ils en ont encore. Ils en ont encore. Okay? Donc, ils ont is compulsory. You have to do that one. Ils ont, and then non, encore. Ils en ont encore. Can you try that, Christina?
Oui. Ils en ont encore.
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 Ils en ont encore.
Ils en ont encore.
Très bien. Anna?
Ils ont. Wait. Ils en ont encore.
Ils en ont encore.
Ils en ont encore.
Très bien. The second one was the problem with the plus. Okay? Ils vont en faire plus. More. Okay? Ils vont en faire plus. I think I heard plus. Right? So, can you try, Christina?
Okay. Ils vont en faire plus.
Why did you say vont non?
Vont. Is it vont en?
Vont en, okay. Ils vont en faire plus. Okay. What about you, Anna?
Ils vont en faire plus.
And for the last one, my trap here was the ET, okay, which I mentioned earlier. So can you try, Christina, the sentence now?
Okay. Elles aiment beaucoup la mer et adorent le poisson.
Très bien. You see how it works? Okay, Anna?
Elles aiment beaucoup la mer et adorent le poisson.
Très bien. Now, beaucoup for the pronunciation of a lot. Beaucoup.
Beaucoup.
Beaucoup. Okay. EAU always gives you the sound O. So B and O gives you beau. Beaucoup. All right? OK. Bien. Alors, nous allons continuer. Christina?
Tout à coup, de bonne heure, de temps en temps.
Anna?
Tout à coup, de bonheur, de temps en temps.
OK. It's good. Tout à coup, you made the liaison between the T and the A. That's very good. Tout à coup, that's very good. The bonne, I heard the bonne heure. You need to link here the bonheur. The bonheur means early. Okay, it's an expression which means early. The bonheur.
De bonne heure.
And de temps en temps, you manage that very well. Okay. So, do you want to try it again, Christina?
Oui. Tout à coup, de bonne heure, de temps en temps.
Très bien. Anna?
Oui, tout à coup, de bonheur, de temps en temps.
De temps en temps.
De temps en temps.
Très bien. What about this?
Should I start first?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Christina, I'm just giving you time to read quickly, but
Okay.
yes, go ahead. Remember, you said that you're going to start.
Okay. La Coupe du monde de football en coupe de points.
Anna?
La Coupe du monde de football en coupe de points.
Okay, that's what it is. basically here is coupe and coup, okay? Coupe, the World Cup we're talking about, as opposed to un coup de poing, which is a punch, okay? With coup, because there's no E, so you can't pronounce the P. The P. It's like beaucoup, you don't say beaucoup, okay? So that's the same thing. So that's the reason why I put that. Très bien. And that is our last slide. Okay, Christina?
Okay. Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros, c'est de me dire qu'elle était mon héroïne. Il est arrivé à l'aide de l'île.
Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros et de me dire qu'elle était mon héros. Elle est arrivée à l'aide de l'île.
Okay, you both fell into my traps. Okay, all right. So here, I have to say it's first part is of an old text from CXC, and then I changed the other part. Okay. I remember that the students were making mistakes. They kept saying son héros and it's son héros, even though it's supposed to be an H which is pronounced. We don't say héros. It used to be like that. I remember when I was in France when I was a kid, we used to to pronounce those H's, but nowadays it's not done. Okay, so you would say son héros. Now, the other word, so hero is hero, okay? And the other one is a male, is the female. So hero is for a male, and heroine is for the female. Now, if it's a word you don't know, what you need to do is to really look at your syllables, okay? So the first one is a, then you have ro, and you know that is ro because the I has two dots. If you have two dots on the I, it means that it's an I tréma, which means that you are going to pronounce the I on its own. It's not going to be part of OI, which gives you the sound wa. Okay? So, ro, in. All right? But this one, and that was my trap, this one, you have to link it. So you would say son héros, no link, no liaison, but mon héroïne. That's the way it is. Okay? So this is the first thing. The second thing, the reason why I give you a long sentence is to see how you're going to, the rhythm. So you have to go with a rhythm which is not too where you don't stop too much, okay? Donc, I'm not saying you have to rush either. Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros et de me dire qu'elle était, that is compulsory liaison, qu'elle était mon héroïne, ok? Et de me dire qu'elle était. So, de me dire qu'elle était, all this needs to flow in one, ok? You can't really say de me dire qu'elle était or something like that, okay?
Oui, madame.
Oui,
You want to try again?
oui,
Oui, madame.
okay.
Oh, excuse me, Christina. There's another thing. You also make a liaison with the ET. You said érosé. No, it's éro et. You cannot link. Remember what I said before? You cannot link whether it's before or after. It's a forbidden liaison. Okay?
Oui, madame. Okay.
You can try now.
Okay. Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros et de me dire qu'elle était mon héros, héroïne.
Quelle était mon héroïne? It
Mon
was
héroïne.
nearly there. Yes, yes. But much better. Très bien. And
Il
Anna?
Elle n'arrêtait pas de me
Okay, I'm
remercier.
going to stop you there. You said elle n'arrêtait pas. All this needs to be in one go
Okay.
because it's all part of the verb. Elle n'arrêtait pas. If you have to stop, then it's better to stop after the pas than before. Okay? Try again.
Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros et de me dire qu'elle était mon héroïne. Elle est arrivée à
No,
l'aide.
forget the second sentence. I'm just concentrating on that first. Et de me dire qu'elle était mon héroïne. And also, when you have a full stop, you have to remember that your voice goes down before a full stop. Okay? Et de me dire qu'elle était mon héroïne. Not héroïne, but héroïne. You want to try again, Anna?
From the top?
Yes.
Okay. Oui, madame.
It's practice for you.
Elle n'arrêtait pas de me remercier et de m'appeler son héros et de me dire qu'elle était mon héroïne.
Quelle était mon héroïne?
Okay,
Down.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you see how it works? So your voice needs to go down, and the teacher who is listening will know that it's a full stop. But if you continue as you did, I'm thinking something else is coming up as part of the sentence, which is not the case here. All right? Okay. I just would like to tell you that there's a video on French Action regarding the H. When do you link the H and when you don't? And all this is, there's a video just on that, and there's an exercise at the end. So maybe you want to have a look at it, okay? So that you can see, because I've noticed that very often we have words starting with H, with an H. So you need to know when to do it and when not to do it. Okay? Yeah. Now, for the second sentence, my trap here was the "e," which is twice, and you pronounce it the same way, and it shouldn't have been the case. Okay? Il est arrivé. You managed that very well. But then you said allait de l'île. Is à l'est de l'île. Because here, it's not the verb to be, it means east. So it's got a different pronunciation, okay? So, il est arrivé à l'est, and you pronounce the T as well. Il est arrivé à l'est de l'île. Christina, you want to try?
Oui, madame. Okay. Il est arrivé à l'est de l'île.
Très bien. Anna?
Il est arrivé à l'est de l'île.
Voilà. Okay. And just to tell you that this came up in a text many years ago, but it did happen. So, that's the reason why I always try to give you not necessarily the same sentence, but at least the words which are in the texts. Okay?
Oui, madame.
All right. Okay, so that was the first one. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little break. Yes?
Oui, madame.
All right. So how are you feeling?
Um, this was kind of challenging, which was good. You know, I saw a lot of words I'm not used to reading, so
That's
I
right.
feel in the long run it will help me.
Sure. What about you, Christina?
Um, I'm liking it so far. It's very helpful.
And you see, the thing is with reading, it's all to do with practice. The more you do, the better you become at it. Okay? And you will find that the kind of words you will see in those texts are very often words you don't really use a lot. Okay? You may not even use them when you're going to write your letters or things like that. So it helps to just read, and maybe one day as well you will notice that some of the words you find in those readings now you have it on the day of the exam, so it does help. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to read what is there. In a minute I'm going to show you several slides. This is part of what I mentioned earlier, if you were here earlier, for those who are listening to us. Uh, Basically, on the day of the exam, I just made a note of the words which were mispronounced, or anything which wasn't quite right. I made a list of those, and that's what it is. So this is 2022, which is last year. Okay? So we're going to try now? Yes?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, the way we're going to go about it is one by one, okay? Word. So the first word, and so Christina, you're going to say the first word, and then Anna, and then we continue like that instead of doing everything in one go, okay?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so when you're ready,
Okay. Obligé.
Obligé.
très bien. Very often I heard obligé, all right? So that's the reason why this is there. Très bien. Next.
Rep- Reprendre le mieux.
Repeindre les mieux.
Très
Les
bien. It's repeindre les murs, as you said. Yes, as you said, Anna. It's repeindre, not I heard repeindre or
Reprendre.
reprendre. It's
Reprendre.
repeindre. Peindre is to
Reprendre.
paint the wall. So to paint the walls again. Okay.
Okay.
Repeindre les murs. Okay.
Reprendre. Reprendre.
Okay. Okay. Continuez.
Okay. Les types d'hébergement.
les types de bergamo.
Okay. All right. So I would like to know why the S was pronounced for the TYPE word. Why did you pronounce the S?
I pronounce the S?
I don't remember if it's you or Anna.
I don't think I did.
No, Anna. I think it was Anna.
Miss, I'm not, madam, I'm not really sure why I did that.
Okay. Okay. The S of the plural is generally silent. Okay.
Mm.
So I know in English we would pronounce the S, wouldn't we? But here we're going to say les types. Okay. And then I heard something else. I can't remember who got it wrong, but it's les types d'hébergement. D'hébergement. Okay. Hébergement is accommodation. Okay. Les types d'hébergement. All right.
Des outils technologiques.
Des outils technologiques.
Très bien. You knew that the L was silent. That's very good because very often I hear the L, which is wrong. Okay, des outils technologiques. Okay, des outils technologiques. Bien. And the last one,
À pied.
À pied.
à pied. Okay, more pied than pied. Okay,
Pied. À pied.
à pied.
Okay.
Pied.
Pied.
So your teacher is saying, no need to be nervous, girls. I know you're nervous. You did tell me you were before we started. But there's no need to be nervous. Just imagine that I'm Monsieur Jackson, okay? And he says, apply the rules you've been taught. So let's continue, okay? Is there any words you don't know? It's fine, yeah? Okay.
Son chapeau de paille.
Son chapeau de paille.
Okay, both of you got the last word wrong, actually, like the students last year as well. Okay. Why did you say pays? Don't you know that word already, pays?
Really?
No, you don't know a word which is pays in French?
I don't think so.
What's the word for country in French?
Oh, Miss, I'm thinking of the plural. I think that's the one I know, not that one.
Yeah, we used to
Right.
do
Okay, so
PAYS.
pays is country. Okay,
Okay.
so here we're going to say, you see the sound with the ILLE, we're going to say pie, pie.
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 And you see, this is the type of word we don't see very often, but they appear in the texts. So that's the reason why you have to know more words, the more you read, the better it is. Okay. Son chapeau de paille. Paille is straw hat. Okay. Son chapeau de paille. Okay. Uh, can you repeat? Pouvez-vous répéter, s'il vous plaît?
Son chapeau de paille.
Très bien. Anna?
Son chapeau de paille.
Voila. So now you know. So you know that straw is pie. Okay. Pie is the same straw we're talking about when you drink. Okay. When you drink your with the pie, that is called a pie. Okay, a straw. Okay. Bien.
Okay. Les meilleurs haricots.
Les meilleurs haricots.
It's les meilleurs haricots, not haricots. Les meilleurs haricots. Okay. This is the H again. I told you about the video before, so have a look at it. Les meilleurs haricots. Okay. What about the next one?
Les ignames.
Les oignons.
Not quite. Okay. Do you know what that word is?
No, madam.
It's yam. It's the word for yam. And in fact, you should know that word because there's a list for CSEC. Okay, there's a list of Caribbean words, and inyam is on it. Okay, is inyam. So when you have the G and the N, is the sound new. So here we're going to have the I, which is E in French. So we're going to go E, nya, and then m. But because the E doesn't have an accent, so we're going to stop at the M. Inyam. Inyam. And of course, the S is silent as well. And we're going to have a compulsory liaison here. We're going to say les ignames. Les ignames. You want to try?
Les ignames.
Les ignames.
Les ignames.
Les ignames. Les ignames. Okay. Next one.
En marathon.
En marathon.
Okay, very good. Students tended to pronounce the TH, which, as you know, doesn't exist in French. There's TH, which you're going to see written, but you don't have the sound, the English sound of the TH in French, okay? So that's good. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Chaussette noire, chaussure noire.
Chaussette noire, chaussure noire.
Okay, these are the two words which cause problem year in, year out. Okay, one rule you need to know is that when you have two S's, you cannot have a Z sound, okay? It's always a S. Think about the snake. S. S. Chaussette. Chaussette. Chaussure. Okay? You cannot have a Z sound. The only time you're going to have a Z sound is when you're going to have the S between two vowels. So when you're going to have your S between two vowels, you're going to get that Z sound. But here is two S's, so you need to say chaussette noire, chaussure noire. Okay? You want to try again?
Chaussette noire, chaussure noire.
Voila. Okay, you see the difference now?
Oui, madame.
Anna?
Chaussette noire, chaussure noire.
Voila. Okay? And words like chaussure, chaussette come almost every year. All right, next one.
Faire un trajet.
Faire un trajet.
Okay. All right. Donc, trajet is a trip. Okay. All right. Next one.
Il choisissait.
Il choisissait. Wait, il choisissait.
Okay. Now I can see that you apply the rules. Okay. Choisi, because the S is between two vowels. And then you have two S's, so you cannot have another Z sound. Okay, très bien.
Peut-être qu'il n'y aura plus d'uniformes.
Peut-être qu'il n'y aura plus d'uniformes.
Okay, Anna got this one right because she said il n'y aura plus. Okay, you need to remember that when you have ne plus, so we know it's ne plus because we have the N apostrophe. Ne plus means no more, no longer. Okay, so when you have ne, N-E-N, plus, P-L-U-S, is ne plus, not plus. Okay?
Miss, so
Oui.
in the first one, why did we pronounce the S?
Which first one?
The first, I don't remember what exactly it said, but it had plus.
Yes, because it means more. But this one is no more, is the opposite.
Okay.
If you say more, yes, but if you say no more,
okay, Miss.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
don't pronounce.
Merci. Étant plus.
Étant plus.
Okay, now I'm not going to say anything. Think a little bit about what you've just said. And
Oh,
give me,
et en plus.
bon, you see?
Oh, oui, madame.
Yes, remember, no, no liaison with et, okay? This is a common mistake, but you have to you have to put that in your heads so that you don't make it on the day, okay?
Oui,
Et en
madame.
plus. And here we're going to have en plus, okay?
Oui, madame.
Okay.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Okay, I would like to know why you say on for interesting.
The IN sounds like
What is
an
the pronunciation of the IN?
R.
Intéressant.
Ah,
Oh.
ah, yes. So when you have a word like that, when you have IN with a consonant, try to think of the word like to invite. You know the word invite, to invite, which is the same word in French. You don't say invité, but you say invité. Okay, un. So you need to remember the sound un. All right? En is en, not in. So you're going to say intéressant. Okay? Now, I have noticed that you pronounce the S of plus, of plus. All right. When uh, you are comparing, you don't use the S. Okay? You would say il est plus grand que moi. You wouldn't say il est plus grand que moi. I'm comparing here. Okay? He's taller than me, for example. Or is older as well. Can be used in that context. Okay? So ils seront plus intéressants. Ils seront plus intéressants. Okay? You want to try?
Oui, madame. Ils seront plus intéressants.
Not zan. Un.
Intéressants.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Zin. Z sound because you have an S between two vowels.
Okay.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ils
Next one.
seront. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. Ils seront plus intéressants.
Ils seront plus intéressants.
Plus intéressants.
Voilà. Okay? It's just question of practicing, okay? And you will get it. I have put an accent at the first word on the second line, and I don't know why it got removed, but there should be an accent on the first E, okay? So this was for the same kind of sound, the last, the ION sound, okay? So go ahead.
Okay. Réservation, location, opinion, profession.
Anna?
Réservation, location, opinion et profession.
Très bien. Anna, you said réservation. Why A?
Réservation.
Yeah, because interestingly, you said location. You didn't say location.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I'm
So
just more used to that word.
yes, yes. So you have to remember that the A is A. The first letter of the alphabet is A. So we're going to say A, réservation, location. Okay. Now I am stressing just to show you, but when you read it, it's going to be réservation, location. Okay. Bien. Okay. Continuez.
L'aéroport.
L'aéroport.
Okay, this one causes problems, but it's a funny word, it's true. But you have to go really per syllable. Okay? La, et, ro, port. And that gives you l'aéroport. La, et, so la, et, ro, port. It's 4 syllables, okay? So if you say l'aéroport, it's 3 syllables. That doesn't work, okay? La, et, ro, port.
Okay. L'aéroport.
Okay, but don't. L'aéroport.
L'aéroport.
Voilà.
L'aéroport.
OK.
Avec qui que ce soit.
Avec qui que ce soit.
Okay, can you try that again without stopping?
Okay.
Without
Avec qui que ce
pausing?
soit.
Sorry, I was talking when you.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Avec qui que ce soit.
Anna?
Avec qui que ce soit.
Avec qui que ce soit. Avec qui
Avec
que ce
qui
soit.
que ce soit.
Okay,
Avec qui que ce soit.
voilà. Okay, these are, I mean, avec qui que ce soit, I don't think you see that very often, but they ask you to read it, okay? So you have to try to read without really stopping, and that's the reason why you have the 10 minutes preparation. That's what you're going to do during those 10 minutes. You're going to see, okay, I don't know that word or I don't know that expression, and you're going to practice in your head. Okay, that's how you're going to do it during the day. Okay.
Oui, madame.
Grand écran.
Grand écran.
And okay, so here basically what I wanted to hear here is the liaison between the grand and écran. And when you have the D changes into a T, okay? Grand écran and not grand écran as I heard before, okay? So it's grand écran. So you have to make a note of that, okay? It works, you're going to see pretty soon, it works with other words, okay? So grand écran.
Grand écran.
Grand écran.
Grand écran.
Grand écran.
Grand écran.
Mm-hmm. Better, yeah. I know it's because of the R's, isn't it? I know. What about you, Anna? Can you try again?
Oui, madame. Grand écran.
Okay, yeah.
On est jeune.
On est jeune.
Okay. You didn't make the mistake that I heard before. Here it means we are young, and I kept seeing we are yellow. Okay, because they are jeune and jaune. Okay, so you didn't make that mistake. It's good. Here, especially for this slide in particular, it's about the liaisons. Okay,
Okay.
so on plus a, it's compulsory liaison. Anna, okay? So you cannot say on est. And even saying it is on est doesn't sound nice, does it, Anna? So we're going to say on est.
On est jeune.
Voilà. OK. Next.
Quand on est,
Très bien. So here you gathered, I mean, I was I was about to tell you that with quand you have to do the same thing as grand, and then I realized that quand was coming, so I didn't want to tell you beforehand. But quand on est, très bien. So here we have two liaisons, okay? Quand and on est, okay? Très bien. Anna?
Quand on est,
Très bien. Okay. And the last one?
on a toujours tendance.
On a toujours tendance.
on a toujours tendance.
Voilà, très bien. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show you from reading reading 2022. If there's any words you didn't know before, then make sure you know them now, because what you're going to find is that very often the same words, come back from time to time, So a little pause. Okay, so I'm sure you can see the comments, nice comments addressed to you. Okay, so you have family. That's very nice to be supported like that. That's very good. And Delisha Christie, I agree. Good job, Mr. Jackson. Yes, because they have a good pronunciation. Of course, we are trying to get them to be better, but there's many mistakes that I heard last year, which I haven't heard made by them. So that's very good. I'm very pleased. And now we are going to the last part. Now is the text, okay? So I did tell you that this slide was going to be very short because it's the first one. And, after the holiday, don't think that you practice that much. So, all right. So it's 2 slides. So I'm just going to show you the first slides, okay? So I give you a little time to read it in your head. Okay. And for those who are watching, if any of you who are students and who want to practice their reading, or even if you're not a student, doesn't matter. As long as you want to read, well, you let me know, and we can do something. And you're going to practice your reading as well. And the good thing about it is that you get instant feedback. You know straight away if it's good or not. So that's not bad, is it? All right. And remember, in the text you will be given, for those who are doing CSEC, as I said before, you're going to have about 10 minutes, 10-minute preparation. You have to ensure that you spend those 10 minutes really focusing on the difficulties, what is difficult for you in the text, so that you can work out something in your mind. Okay. For example, here you notice that I put some numbers, because sometimes they put numbers, and believe it or not, sometimes just the word two, they can't say it. It's just, sometimes students just freeze. So if you read numbers, you're going to get it. It will be much easier when the time comes. And I can tell you that there's a video which was released this week talking about Pele's life, okay, if you are into football. And what I did with the little text that I wrote about Pele, I use all the dates, age, etc. So it's numbers it is a listening exercise in terms of numbers. So I'll read the text and with the numbers, and you have to fill in the blanks with the right numbers. Okay. Um, and that is good to do those kind of exercises just for the practice. Okay. Bien. Alors, Christina,
Oui,
ok.
oui.
Tu es prête? Est-ce que tu es prête? Tu es
Oui,
prête?
madame.
Ok, vas-y.
Ok. Mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. La fête s'est déroulée sans incident. En haut d'une tour à 13 étages. Mes amis sont venus, oui, tu venus. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé, rien n'a été gaspillé. J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
Oh, sorry. Madam, should I go?
Yes, sorry, I muted myself, but I was saying Anna.
Mon anniversaire a été couronné du succès. La fête s'est déroulée sans incident en haut d'une tour à 13 étages. Mes amis sont venus, oui, tout venus. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé, rien n'a été gaspillé. J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
I have to say the pronunciation is very good. It's very good. There's mistakes, okay? There's mistakes, and we're going to go through it. But generally speaking, the pronunciation is good.
Yes.
I have to say there's quite a few traps, and you did fall into those traps. Okay. All right. So let's see the traps first. The first one was the pronunciation of success. Is succès. Succès.
Succès.
Succès. Yeah. Each time I hear that word, it's always mispronounced. And I think that word was used last year as well. Is succès. Okay?
Oui, madame.
I think I heard en eau is en haut. Be careful because that is the H again, and I'm begging you, please watch that video with the H because you don't know when and to do it and not. This example is in the video. With that H, you need to say en haut. There's no liaison between the two words. Think about it as well. If you pronounce en eau, you know that eau is water. En eau, okay, could be interpreted like that. Okay, so it's en eau. Okay. Another trap was, as you can see, I put mes amis sont venus, oui, and then I put, why did I repeat that? I repeat that because it's my trap. Okay. Mes amis sont venus, oui, tous. Sont tous venus. Okay. Yes. Here is it's an emphasis. Okay. I want to say that my friend came. All of them came. Yes, all of them. So it's an emphasis and the S is pronounced. Okay. So, yes. So, mes amis sont venus. Oui, tous venus. Okay. And I think the tout as well, tout bu and tout manger, that was another trap, but you didn't fall into that one. Okay. And rien was also a trap because very often I hear rien. And that's what you said, Anna.
Oh,
Yes, yes. I can see why you would say that because en is en. So I can understand that. Now, think about the word bien. How do you pronounce that word?
yeah.
Exactly. You don't say bien.
No, madam.
So we're going to, so when you have that word, think about bien. And instead of having the B, you just change it to an A. Okay? And that gives you rien. D'accord? All right. So, all right. So another thing I have noticed, it's where you pause. If you have a verb, a été couronné, you see, you can't stop as a été couronné de succès. The expression, in case you don't know, is couronné de succès, is to be successful. Couronné comes from couronne, which is a crown. It's like to say it was crowned with success. It's just an expression to say that it was successful. So we're going to put everything in one go. Mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. And you don't have to read fast, okay, because that's not the aim. But you don't stop either. It's a short sentence. Mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. Okay? La fête s'est déroulée sans incident. Here I would make a liaison sans incident. And it's, Anna is incident. Incident. Okay?
Citron.
Okay. La fête s'est déroulée sans incident. And after that, yes, you pause because there's a comma. Okay? Donc, la fête s'est déroulée sans incident. Now you know a comma is coming. So very quickly, you're going to look at what comes after the comma to get prepared for it. Okay? Donc, la fête s'est déroulée sans incident. I'm pausing en haut d'une tour. Okay. En haut d'une tour à 13 étages. Now, the 13, I would have already put that in my head. As you can see, I didn't put it in full words, okay? So you have to remember it's 13. You didn't make the mistake, so that's fine. But I'm just telling you, very often students, when they see numbers, they panic, okay? Donc, la fête s'est déroulée sans incident en haut d'une tour à 13 étages. And here, Anna, you can see that I go down in terms of
At the end.
intonation, right? Okay. Then I start again. Mes amis sont venus. Oui, tous venus. Okay. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé. I'm going to pause again. I think one of you, I can't remember who it was, but one of you didn't quite pause there. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé. Rien n'a été gaspillé. Nothing was wasted because they drank everything and they ate everything. All right? J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date. So, obviously, you could either say j'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique. But if you feel that is a bit too long, you could say j'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique. Okay? So a tiny little pause after that. The main thing is to know where to pause. So what I would advise you to do, ladies, is really when you have a text, when you sorted out your pronunciation, your liaison, and so on, try to see where you're going to pause. And you can do it with a pencil, bearing in mind that on the day you won't be able to do it. But as part of your practice, you do it. You say, okay, I mean, for the comma, it's obvious you have to stop. But if you feel that a sentence is a bit too long and it will be too hard for you to do, okay. And you remember I told you with the ET, you can stop there as well. So you do that. So you put a little, something like that. Okay, I'm going to stop here, there, and so on. And you're going to feel that you're going to develop a way of reading without stopping all the time or where you shouldn't stop. Okay?
Oui, madame.
D'accord?
D'accord.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you to read it again, but with more confidence now. Okay. Now you know where you shouldn't make the mistakes. So let's see if you can improve that reading. I know you will. Who wants to start?
Miss, I can start. Madame.
Okay. It's true because I put poor Christina has been under pressure for a while. Let's put Anna under pressure now.
Mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. La fête s'est déroulée sans incident en haut d'une tour à 13 étages. Mes amis sont venus, oui, tous venus. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé. Rien n'a été gaspillé. J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
Okay, where you stop wasn't quite right. Try the last sentence again.
J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe.
No. It's the long that. If you want to stop, is after that. Because pour qu'il means in order to. And in English, we can't say in order to. You have to say in order to, in one go. Okay? So, j'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
Très bien. Okay? Now do you feel that it's better now, Anna?
Oui, madame.
Très bien. Okay. Christina, you want to try?
Oui, madame. Mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. La fête s'est déroulée sans incident en haut d'une tour à 13 étages. Mes amis sont venus, oui, tous venus. Was it tous?
Tous.
Tous venus. Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé, rien n'a été gaspillé.
No, you can't stop at rien.
Oh.
Okay, you have to stop at after manger. There's a comma there. You had made that mistake before, actually. And it's not bu, it's bu.
Bu?
Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé.
Ils ont tout bu et tout mangé. Rien n'a été gaspillé. J'avais fait venir un copain de longue date pour qu'il passe de la bonne musique.
Très bien. That's much better. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to try to reduce the stopping because the pausing rather, because you said mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. You try to mon anniversaire a été couronné de succès. No pause. Now that is your next challenge, okay? To try to do it with no pause. All right? And the last, so that was the first one. And now we're going on to the last. Voilà. So I give you some time to read for yourself. Okay. So So to answer, whilst they're doing this, to answer somebody, Kesia, I don't know if Kesia is still there. She said, I can't wait until it becomes easier because I've been practicing and things still sound funny. Yes, it is true that it may still sound a bit funny, as you say, but practicing is the best thing to do. The only thing is that you need to make sure that when you practice, especially if you watch a video uh, and there's somebody reading for you, what I would advise you to do, Kesia, is to tape yourself and try to compare how you say things and how the person is saying it. Okay? So there are several reading passages on French action, which I read. So you can look at that and see how is my reading compared with mine, okay? And then you can adjust according to what you think or is a little bit off. And that is a good way of practicing. But reading doesn't come easy. And me is the same. I try to do a lot of reading in English because reading English was very hard for me. Very, very hard. So it's still hard. All right. So that was for you, Kesia. Um, so, okay. All right. So let's see if my two ladies are ready. So,
Oui,
Anna, are you ready?
oui, madame.
Oui. Okay. Off you go.
J'ai soufflé mes 18 bougies. Maman avait acheté un gros gâteau. Nous avons beaucoup dansé. Nous avons même fait une chorégraphie en groupe. C'était super. J'ai même organisé un concours de danse. C'est le petit Clémenceau de 15 ans qui a gagné. Tout s'est arrêté à 3h30 du matin.
I'm going to give you the feedback after because she needs to read.
Okay.
Okay. Don't want to interfere with the reading.
Okay. J'ai soufflé mes 18 bougies. Maman avait acheté un gros gâteau. Nous avons beaucoup dansé. Nous avons même fait une chorégraphie en groupe. C'était super. J'ai même organisé un concours de danse. C'est le petit Clémenceau de 15 ans qui a gagné. Tout s'est arrêté à 3h30 du matin.
Okay, guys, let me tell you, I don't know if your teacher is still there, but this is the best reading you have done, which means that as you practice, it gets better, especially if you get feedback and you know where you made mistakes before. This is your best reading, and this is for the two of you. And I'm sure that those who are in the audience agree with me. Much better. It runs smoothly, much better. Okay. I'm not saying there's no mistakes. Okay. I'm going to go through the mistakes, but the way it was read was very good. And you know that even for the top grade, which is 10, okay, even if you make a couple of mistakes, you can still have 10 because we're not going according to oh, she made that mistake. No, it doesn't work like that. Is really the whole text, the how you read. Okay, so it's much better. So it shows that by going through some practice and of course getting getting feedback as well. That helps a lot. You see how you've improved in less than, just over an hour. Can you imagine? So you have to continue. All right.
Mhm.
Now just starting with Anna. Why did you stop at mais? J'ai soufflé mais.
Madam, it was the same thing you had talked about for a second. My mind went blank, and then I remembered, but yeah, that was just a mistake.
Okay, so when you're going to have numbers, if you do have numbers, you have to think of the numbers during your preparation time. I have noticed that very often, it doesn't matter even if the number is 2 or 3, students just freeze, they just panic. And that's the reason why I came up with quite a few numbers here. And as I said, the I don't know if I mean I wasn't really quite talking to you, I think at the time, but I don't know if you watched the video which came out this Thursday on Pele's live. There's numbers just like that, and you have to read the numbers. Well, this is a listening comprehension, really, but you have the text at the end, and you can practice, okay, with the numbers. So I would definitely advise you to do that, okay? Because
Definitely.
you started well. J'ai soufflé, mais, and then we're waiting for the number, okay? So j'ai soufflé mes 18 bougies. Voilà, okay? All right. Now, Christina, you said maman n'avait. I'm sure I heard the linking between maman and avait.
Yeah, it was an accident. I didn't
Yes.
mean to.
Yes. Okay. All right. So something I'm going to say to you, if you know that you made a mistake, correct yourself straight away. Self-correction is allowed in the exam. Okay?
Okay.
So when you say maman n'avait, excusez-moi, maman avait, okay? Because when you say n'avait, straight away we think about the negative, the N apostrophe.
Women, I understand.
Okay, so that's what I would have understood if I didn't have the text in front of me. Okay, so maman avait. Okay, so remember self-correction, very important. When you correct yourself, the examiner is supposed to forget about the mistake you made. Okay, all right. Then, I put this word choreography because I thought, okay, let's see how they're doing. And neither of you made a mistake. That was great. Okay. Nous avons même fait une chorégraphie en groupe. That was very good. Okay. I put concours because very often I hear the S. You didn't put the S. That's great again. Okay. That's very good. And the last thing I would say here is the time. So, Anna, you said 3h30, which is not there. Et demi is not there. Okay. And Christina, you said 3h30. So the 30 is correct, but why didn't you link the word trois with heure?
It was a mistake.
Okay. So you need to remember for the time 3h, 2h, 3h, 6h, etc. 10h. So you need to link. Okay?
Oui, madame.
So I'm not going to ask you to read it again because it was well read, but I'm going to read it just for our audience, okay? So, j'ai soufflé mes 18 bougies. Maman avait acheté un gros gâteau. Nous avons beaucoup dansé. Nous avons même fait une chorégraphie en groupe. C'était super. J'ai même organisé un concours de danse. C'est le petit Clémenceau de 15 ans qui a gagné. Tout s'est arrêté à 3h30 du matin. Okay? So that's it. That's it. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good. I think this was very beneficial.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. What about you, Christina?
Um, I'm feeling good as well. Like some of the mistakes you pointed out are
Mm-hmm.
mistakes I usually make because I pointed them out, but like I usually don't get to write them down, so I forget. But this
Yes,
time
you
I
need
got
to
to write
write.
it down.
Yes, you need to write them down. Okay, because if you make them, especially if you don't have a teacher to tell you that it's wrong, you will keep making them. Okay, so yes. So next week Thursday, I release videos on Thursdays, and there's one on another text, another reading, and I show you. Well, I give a little technique as well as to how to go about reading. So you can try to see how you would read the text before listening to me. Okay.
Okay.
So what you do, you just put the volume, it's silent. You just do it. You can even record yourselves, and then you listen, and then you can compare. That's how you go about it. That's the best. Well, that's what I say to my students. When you can, because obviously you need to be able to compare yourself. Okay. And there's other texts. I don't know if you watch French action, but there's text for especially CSEC, so you can practice. Okay.
Oui, madame.
Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it from us. um, we had two excellent students here. I have to say thank you very much to Marvin Jackson. He's always willing to help by, getting the girls to come here. I hope he didn't put you under pressure for that, right?
No, no.
Okay.
No, madam.
All right. Okay. Um, because as well, what some people don't realize is that when you are live here, you tend to learn a bit more, because it's just focus, we're just focusing on a particular exercise, and you're putting you're making all your effort really to read the best you can. And then I'm here to tell you, no, it was wrong. And I can tell you, it's a bit, of course we don't want to hear that, but at the same time students learned a lot. Okay. All the students who've been on lives with me have said the same thing. They were very grateful after they say, wow, I thought my reading was good, but I realized that I still have work to do. Okay. And I can tell you that you can easily have a 10 out of 10. You're very close to that. So just practice, practice. Make sure though that you don't make the mistakes with um, the liaison, where you put liaison where there shouldn't be. Okay. There's videos on compulsory liaisons and forbidden liaisons. So watch those videos to see, to because you need to find out when to put them and when not to put them. Okay. There's also an optional liaisons. I've noticed that Christina uses a lot of optional liaisons. That's fine, but the main thing is to make sure you know when you have to make them, and when you must not make them. When you know that, that's fine. In fact, I think I'm going to come up with a video on optional liaisons as well. But at least those two should help you for the time being. Okay.
D'accord,
So
madame.
merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. I really enjoyed that. Okay. Now we are back to the mood of, working. Okay. So I wish you all the best, and I know you will do very well because you are up there already. So it's just a matter of also being more confident as well, because on the day we're always very nervous. Okay. So we're nervous as well because we know we're not quite there. But when you're going to be there, you won't be nervous. Okay?
Oui,
Merci.
madame.
Okay. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Au revoir tout le monde. Okay. And thank you for watching. And thank you for coming, ladies. And see you next time. Okay.
Oui.
Au revoir.
Au
Au
revoir.
revoir.